Good evening, everyone. Today, me and my partner will be continuing with the take home task stream. The things to be covered in this task is maintaining business meetings, handling interruptions, and also taking turns. So, to move on, how to maintain a discussion during business meeting. The first one is stay on topic. Keep the conversation focused on the meeting agenda. This is important to prevent the discussion from becoming disorganized or time wasting, and also it is important to ensure that the meeting achieves its goal within the allotted time. Next is encourage participation. Invite everyone to share their opinions and also or their updates. This is important to promote teamwork and also inclusiveness by allowing everyone to contribute ideas. This also leads to better decision because diverse opinions and experience are considered. Next is clarify points when it is necessary. It, it is helpful to ensure everyone understands what is being discussed, and it also helps to track progress and identify what has been decided or needs further action. Next is summarize key points. Restate the main ideas to confirm understanding and also move forward. Next is manage time effectively because it avoid letting one topic taking too long by um, avoid letting one topic taking too long or move to the next agenda point. This prevents the meeting from dragging on and also losing focus. It also ensures all agenda items are covered within the set time. The last one is stay open minded. Listen actively and value others' perspectives. This is important to encourage innovation and creative problem solving. It also reduces defensiveness and also promotes collaboration, and it helps the team adapt to new ideas or changing situation. Next is language functions and language expressions. The first one is asking for and giving opinion. If you wanna ask for opinion, you may use some language expressions like what do you think about this proposal, or you can also say how do you feel about this idea. If you want to give an opinion, you can say in my opinion we should, or you can say I believe that. Next is giving for and giving clarification. You can use the phrase that could you explain what you mean by, or I'm not sure I understand, could you clarify. Or if you want to give a clarification, you can use let me clear it, what I meant to say is. Let's move on to the next one, which is agreeing and disagreeing. If you agree with the point, you can say, I completely agree with you, or that's a good point. If you're disagreeing, you can say, I see your point, but, or I partly agree, however. The next one is giving advice. You can use, I suggest you to consider, you might want to, or it would be better if we, or may my advice would be to. Next is making suggestion. How about we? Why don't we? Let's consider how it would be possible to. The next is requesting information. You can use could you give me more details on? Do you have the latest figures for? Can you update us on? I'd like to know more about. The last one is correcting information. Actually, that's not quite right. Or, I think there's a slight misunderstanding. If not, let me correct that. Or the last one would be, if I may, the correct figure is. The next one is why do interruptions happen in a meeting? This is due to different opinions. Participants may interrupt to express disagreement to disagreement or to add their own ideas. The next one would be lack of communication manners when some people may not realize they are interrupting or may dominate conversation. The next one is excitement or urgency. When someone might jump in because they are eager to share an important point. To move on, the next one would be misunderstandings. A participant might think the speaker has finished talking and start speaking. Other than that, it would be poor meeting management. If the meeting lacks clear rules or a facilitator, interruptions may happen quite often. So, how to respond to an interruption during a meeting? The first one is to stay calm and professional. Don't raise your voice or show frustration during. Um, don't show your frustration when a person is talking in front of you. So you have to stay calm and professional. The next is acknowledge briefly and continue. So to in this kind of situation, you can use the expression like "Thanks, I'll just finish my point quickly." To move on, the next one is politely assert yourself. Here you can use "I like to finish what I was saying, then I'll hand it over to you." The next one is let the facilitator manage it. If there's a meeting leader, you can wait for them to redirect the discussion. The last one is address repeated interruptions later. If the interruption happens quite often, you can talk to that person privately or you can suggest more clearer speaking turns for future meetings. That's all from me. Thank you.
All right. Okay. All right. So the next part we can what I'm going to present is that what can we do to prevent someone from interrupting. So the first thing we can set clear ground rules at the start of the meeting where we can announce to the others that we don't need any interruptions during when one person is speaking. The next we can use phrases like let me finish my point first so that we can verbally communicate with the others. So the third one, we can maintain confident body language and eye contact so that we can pass what we are trying to say to the others without having any interruptions. And lastly, we can speak with clarity and purpose to command attention so that the others will be engaged to what we are trying to say. All right. So the next one, there are certain appropriate phrases that we can use to respond to the interruptions. So the first one is, I like to finish what I was saying. The second one, just a moment, I'll get to that so that we can get back to their point later on. The third one, let me complete my thought and then I'll listen to yours. All right. And the fourth one, thanks for your input, but can I finish first? All right. Okay, so the next part that we are going to look at is taking turns in meeting. So, what is turn taking? Well, turn taking is the practice of speaking one at a time in a conversation or a meeting to ensure clarity and respect, meaning that we take turns to pass out what we are trying to say, to pass forward what we are trying to say, right? All right. So, why is it important to take turns to speak in a meeting? All right. So, the first one, it promotes active listening and mutual respect. So that when one is speaking, we respect them and we listen to them, and also we really engage ourselves on what they are trying to say. Second, it prevents confusion and overlapping dialogue, where we can pass the information, the right information to the others, so they can get to know what they we are trying to say, and also we can listen to the others that what they are trying to say as well. All right. The third one ensures everyone has a chance to contribute. All right. Okay. The next one, okay. Let's look at how do we take turn to speak in a meeting. All right. So the first one, we wait for a pause before speaking, meaning that we are certain that the other person has finished talking so that we can take our turns. The second one, we can use hand gestures or eye contact to signal intent, meaning that you just use non-verbal way of communicating so that you let them know that then you are trying to say something later on after them. All right. Or the third one, you can nod or lean forward to show readiness, where this happens when you have discussed on who are taking turns, so the other person pass the floor to you next to give you chance on speaking what you want to say. All right. So the next one are some non-verbal signals then we can use to show we want to take a turn to speak. All right. We can, for example, we can raise our hand in order to speak before speaking. We can lean in slightly where we are showing interest in speaking up next. And also we can make eye contact with the speaker or the moderator to show them that you are interested to share your thought. All right, so let's look at taking turn to speak in a video conference meeting. All right, so the first one you can use the raise hand feature to signal you want to speak. So I'm sure that we are very normalized with this thing where we raise our hand, we use the raise hand feature before we talk. Next is we can wait for the host or the moderator to invite you before unmuting. So this happens when we already select the people that are going to talk, where we already select who's going to speak next. All right, so the third one we can use chat to request a turn, where there's a chat box in online conference meeting where you can let know there, so the moderator will can read the chat and then pass the floor to you. All right, so these are some language expressions that we can use when we want to take turn to speak in a meeting. So the first one we can say, may I add something here? Meaning that you are sharing your opinion depending on what the previous person has said. The second one, if I could jump in for a moment, meaning you are asking for your chance to speak. And the next one, I like to share my thoughts on that. The fourth one, can I respond to that point? Meaning that you are responding to the what the previous person has said, and then you are stating your point as well. And the last one, just to build on what you said. So you are just adding on points on what the previous person has said. All right. So that's all from us. Thank you so much.